Political parties and independent candidates say they're ready for the Independent Electoral Commission's deadline on Friday for deposit payments, signatures and candidate lists. A number of concerns have been raised, though, about the timetable given for the compulsory submissions. This is ahead of the May 29th national and provincial elections. Juniour Khumalo has this report.
Friday's deadline is fast approaching for parties and independent candidates wanting to take part in the elections on the 29th of May. Those contesting for a seat in the National Assembly have to cough up 200,000 rand plus 25,000 rand each for the regions. The amount for provincial legislatures is 45,000. Activist and candidate Zahir Ahmad believes that the requirement for 1,000 signatures for independent candidates is fair. But he's calling for more flexibility when it comes to deposits.
I certainly think that it's easy enough to get the 1,000 signatures. If you can't get 1,000 signatures or the 200 that the Cape Independence Party couldn't get more than, then you shouldn't be standing there. So the critical thing for us to do is to make sure that we have our 1,000 signatures. I think candidates who can afford it should be allowed to pay, and there should be a test for that, because someone could easily get 15,000 signatures because they work in a community, but they may not be privileged like me to be able to raise that amount of money because their supporters are farm workers or low-paid workers or, they're a poor candidate.
Political parties contesting the general elections for the first time, Action SA and Rise Mzansi, believe enough time has been given to meet the deadline.
We are ready. In fact, as I'm talking to you now, we have submitted everything that is required from us as Action SA. We have also submitted our candidate list as well for national and provincial elections. We have submitted our IEC petitions. We have been working on these petitions since last year, around when it became known to us that is a requirement for us to be able to contest.
Rise Mzansi has already submitted all the signatures. So insofar as the signatures, we have done it. We started it when we started the year. We knew that the current political parties that are in parliament will try to put hurdles on our way as we try to remove them. That's why we started collecting the signatures around the country. So Rise Mzansi is ready to contest elections in all 9 provinces.
Ghana concedes his party is still trying to finalize candidate lists.
By tomorrow, all our candidates will have been submitted to the IEC. So for us, we are ready to usher in the new leaders.
The governing ANC is also still scrambling to finalize its candidate selection. The process has been complicated by the Integrity Commission's call to remove nearly 100 candidates implicated in corruption from the ANC list. Meanwhile, some candidates and parties are worried about the IEC's voter education drive.
It appears that the IEC has not yet started an education process which explains to people what the 3 ballots are. And by an education process, I don't mean the issuing of a press statement or going onto a television or radio station and saying, you now have 3 ballots. By that I mean actually the outreach to communities that the IEC does normally.
We don't think that the IEC have really done enough in terms of voter education in this regard, because all of us know 2 ballots at national and provincial. Now there's a new ballot, there's a new, obviously, amendments to the Electoral Act, which IEC has not really, went out to the public and do voter education about.
The IEC has dismissed the complaints and says the timetable is cast in stone. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Juniour Khumalo in Johannesburg.